Oh, good morning on this 20th day of December 2024. The plants you see behind me, the red Merlot in the middle, the green Butter Crunch on the sides. There are 8 plants up there. Those seeds were planted in those 8 quart wide mouth amber-colored quart jars, mason jars, on November 17th. So that's 33 days ago. I can start picking lettuce at 30 days. You really just fill up the jars and you don't do anything with them until they reach that 30-day point, and that's when they really start taking off. The leaves are a little bigger, they catch more light. But today I want to talk to you just about the lights. I use the mason jars, of course, and then there's a little nutrient called Maxi-Grow that I use. But the big thing I want to talk to you about is the lights, because I've been doing this 4.5 years. I grow over 120 lettuce plants a year. I could grow more than that, but this is a 2-foot by 4-foot garden behind me. And just to my right is another one that has around 8 or 9 plants. I think I might plant a couple extra. They're all small, just a few weeks, a couple weeks old and so forth. But the reason I have to have 2 of these is because you can see I have 8 plants here and they're crowding each other out. So the plant, if you let it grow to full growth, which I'm going to let some of these do, instead of just picking leaves off of them every 4 to 5 days, they expand to a diameter of about 15 inches. Some a little bigger, maybe 14 to 16, that'd be in there. And then a height of about 9 inches, the plant height. That's from the top of the jar up to the top of the plant. That's not counting the roots that are down in the water nutrients. Anyway, I have to have 2 of them because at this point in time, I have to move them over, 4 of them over here with these little plants. And they'll work if I keep harvesting them. But you have to harvest the lower leaves on all the plants about every 4 to 5 days, or they just outgrow their surroundings. So I have to have 2. But the thing I want to talk to you about really is the lights. It's made a lot of difference in these plants, well, I think, and saving money. Okay, here's the lights. This is a 42 watt, 4-foot long shop light. It's got a plug-in on one end where you can daisy chain these things. 42 watts, that's like a 40 watt, a little over a 40 watt incandescent light bulb in the old days. You know, they weren't very, and it's got a plug-in over here. It's got a pull chain, and then it comes with a lot of different items, chains, different things, 3 different ways of hooking this up above. You can hang them from in a spare room, you know, your spare room where storage room. You have a joist, wooden joist up above that you can hang them from, so you can get a different one. And I've got one of those out there. It's my experimental garden, where I don't have really a limit. I can raise the lights up and down. I do that because I grow house plants and other things. These cost me, when I bought them, $17 a piece, but I had to buy 4 of them. I got up to where I started off with just 1 of them, got some plants to grow, but I had 3 of these on each one of these. Okay, then just that went on for 4 years, and in the last 6 months, I switched those out and went to this one. Now, where that was a 42 watt, this is 120 watt. It's a light made by High Quality, spelled Hykolity. And the only place I can get them is on Amazon. In fact, the only place I can get lights that grow plants, which have to have a light value of 5,000 K. That's for Kelvin. That's the whiteness. Like if you have some lights in your home that are sort of what they call soft lighting, a little bit yellow-like, for in the living room and so forth, those are 2700 K, or they might be 3000 K. If you have shop lights that you can get at most of the hardware stores and lumber yards and so forth, that are 4 foot long and you have in your garage or wherever, the only ones I can get here in Salina, Kansas are 4000 K. They don't grow plants as well as these do. These really do it. So at 120 watts, where 3 of these was 126 watts, so it's fewer watts, but it's more concentrated, and you only need 1 of them. And the cost of these for 1 of them, well, you have to buy 2 at a time. I got them on Amazon for $39.95. Call it $40. So for $20 a piece, you get as much light, just almost as much light as you do off of 3 of the others, the 42 watters. And that's what I want to tell you. These lights put out the 5000 K. You can read that on the label. Any 4 foot long 5000 K light will work, but you have to have the lumens. That's the amount of light. So at 120 watts, these put out 13,000, I think it's 13,600 lumens, or 13,400, I forget the exact number. The 3 of these other lights, the ones I used for 4 years, they only put out 4,800 lumens, and that's the amount of light, lumen, L-U-M-E-N. That's the amount of light they put out. So it took 3 of them to match this. And so these are pretty close to matching 3 of the older ones. Anyway, that's what I have to tell you about lights. By the way, these 2 have the hookups. There's a bigger, thicker cord, see, and it's a 3-prong cord because of the, and they're also daisy chained, but I don't need to daisy chain them. The other thing I have that I'm not showing you here is I have a little, about $12 for a little GE heavy-duty timer. It's just a little, you plug it into a plug and you can plug 2 of these lights in. So my 2 gardens back here, I have 1 of those, and I plug in 1 to each side, and I set it to turn the lights on at 7 in the morning, turn them off at 7 at night. So these plants get 12 hours of really good light to grow on. And that's why they'll grow about 40% faster in a hydroponic system like I have than outdoors in the dirt. And there are no bugs, no rabbits, no squirrels, no dirt. My wife won't let me have dirt down here. So everything has to be water and this little powder nitrate. It's like Miracle-Gro, but it works for hydroponics. I tried Miracle-Gro, and it doesn't work for hydroponics, or not for me anyway. It might for others, but not for me. But this does. And the company that makes it is called General Hydroponics, that makes Miracle-Gro. So I have other videos on YouTube that show you how to more stuff about the garden and the lettuce and so forth. I tested 20 varieties before I settled on these. The red Merlot behind me, that's real popular in Europe. They like that the best, seem to be. And then the more popular one in the U.S. is the Buttercrunch. I think it's because I haven't found out about Merlot yet. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for watching.